Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Hans Martin Jr., and welcome to another episode of Hans's Random Stuff. Now, in case you don't hear by now, I am recovering from sickness, but I still want to do a video for y'all for this week. But before I go on with this episode, first things first, first of all, I'm doing more shows. That's because I got to my goal. Not only did I reach my goal of 25 subscribers, I now have 51 subscribers. Yeah, I can't believe it myself. But now I'm going to go on to my next step. And I'm going to give you all two options. Number one, I will continue for another month if I get at least 75 subscribers. If I don't, then I guess it wasn't meant to be. But if I get 75, I will commit to another month, that's for sure. But with that being said, if I get up to 100 subscribers in the next month, then I'm going to do this for at least a year. And so that's up to y'all. So not only do you hit that subscribe button, but share with your friends and tell them to subscribe. And I will continue on with these episodes of Hans's Random Stuff. And I know y'all been enjoying them because I read your comments, I see the views. So let's continue. Let's go on with this good thing that we have. For today, it's the end of the month, so you know what that means. It is my media reviews. Yeah, I cannot get used to that music. I love that music. But yeah, I'm going to give you what I thought has been the best movie and the best TV series of this past month. And I'm going to add a little bonus at the end as well, so stay tuned. But first, let's check out my best movie of this month. All right, so there's been a lot of movies. There was a Marvel movie with Captain America, Brave New World. And yeah, there's been a couple of other interesting ones like Love Hurts featuring Ke Huy Quan. But what I'm going to talk about today is Dogman. Yes, the animated series from the same people who did Captain Underpants, which I personally really enjoyed that film. And Dogman was definitely no different. First off, the animation was great. The voice casting was awesome. It was perfect for this type of movie. But the biggest thing is the comedy. Yes, I could not stop laughing watching this film. And one of the big reasons why, it's how meta this movie really is. Yeah, it knows it's a movie. It knows it's a kid's movie. It knows that a lot of things that happen does not make a lot of sense. And you know what? They said that's okay because that's what makes it funny. And yeah, about a guy who is half man, half dog, who is also a cop, trying to go against his evil cat, which his name escapes me, but it's voiced by Pete Davidson. I'm not a big fan of Pete Davidson, but you know what? He did well in this role because it fits him. It suits him to be a villain cat of sorts. But yeah, with the way how everything goes down, it is not only a fun movie for adults like me that would enjoy, but you could definitely bring your kids and they can enjoy this movie as well. And so, yeah, for me, that is the best movie that came out this past month. So I'm going to give it my real rating of 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to give it 4 police badges. Now on to my favorite TV series of this past month. All right. Well, there has been a lot of TV series that pretty much ended this month. I mean, I could talk about Dexter's Original Sin, which is not too bad. Or I could talk about this other series, Cobra Kai. Yeah, they just ended their series. But I'm not going to talk about that either. What I am going to talk about is something that is part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, sort of. I mean, I'll explain. But I am talking about Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, an animated show about an alternate reality about Tom Holland's Spider-Man, even though it wasn't really voiced by Tom Holland. But anyway, you get the point. And yeah, First off, what I really, really enjoyed about this series is that mix of the old school Spider-Man, especially because they use that old 60s Spider-Man series song and they mix it to something of today. And that mix was really, really good. And that's kind of like the theme of this whole series. And yes, you get with the introduction of Spider-Man. As we all know, he gets bit by a spider, but the way they did it this time was very, very, very interesting. And yeah, and what I really enjoyed is that animated action that Spider-Man fights. And yes, he goes against a lot of these small villains, which I thought was great because a lot of these small villains doesn't get that much exposure. And so yeah, but you also get some of the big villains too, like Scorpion. Doc Ock has some features in there, and well, you get Norman Osborn, as we know what's going to happen with him. But you know, you just got to watch it. And yes, Norman Osborn was voiced by Coleman Domingo, and I thought he was great. The way he puts on his nice persona, but at the end, you kind of see how he's starting to turn evil. And yeah, everything, the story itself and all that about the beginnings of Spider-Man in an alternate reality, it was a lot of fun to watch. And yeah, like I said, there were a lot of fun cameos, like Noriko from the Runaways was part of that, which is cool. And yes, that tragedy of Tombstone, you kind of see his origin stories. Yeah, that one was really, really, really good to watch as well. And so overall, what I give this series, my real rating, I give it a 1, 2, 3, 4, 4.5 web slingers. Yeah, it's that good. Definitely go check it out on Disney Plus. All right, so a little bonus feature. And as you know, the Oscars are coming up, which I definitely look forward to, especially because it's going to be hosted by Boston's own Conan O'Brien. So I'm definitely looking forward to see how he's going to do it. But yeah, as far as these movies this year of the Oscars, it's interesting to say the least. None of the movies have really blown me away. Granted, there's still two more Oscar-nominated movies I haven't seen, which I hope to catch this weekend. But I kind of got a good idea of what's going to happen and who's going to win it. I mean, if Dune Part 2, for me, is the best Oscar-nominated movie, yeah, that just shows how mediocre this year's nominees are. But with that being said, I'm just going to give the winners of the main awards that I think is going to win. Starting with Best Supporting Actor, I do believe Kieran Culkin in A Real Pain is going to win that. If you haven't seen A Real Pain, it's on Hulu. It's definitely a good watch, so check it out, especially for Kieran Culkin. As for Best Supporting Actress, Zoe Saldana is going to win it for Emilia Perez. And yes, Emilia Perez is an interesting film, but one of the reasons why it's really good is because of Zoe Saldana. So she, and very deserving, is going to get that award. As for Best Actress, there were some good ones. But the buzz that I hear, and this is who I'm going for, I think Demi Moore is going to get her first Oscar for her role in The Substance. Now, if you haven't seen The Substance, it is a weird movie, but very interesting as well. But I think the way Demi Moore, and yes, she's going to might be one of the first actresses that barely says anything. Her face expressions and all that, it was really interesting to watch her play in this role. As for Best Actor, it's going to be Adrien Brody in The Brutalist. I'm going to talk more about The Brutalist in a little bit. And then as for Best Director, it's going to be the director of The Brutalist. His name is escaping me right now, but this is why we have the internet, so I won't mess that up. Just give me one quick sec. Yes. So for Best Director, I believe is Brady Corbett that directed the movie The Brutalist. Really, the cinematography was very good, but there was a lot of interesting stuff that he did in this film. And that leads me to the Best Picture, which I do believe The Brutalist is going to win. I thought the story is really good. It's very interesting. Not a true story, which I found that surprising, but interesting nonetheless. It is long. You're talking about 3.5 hours, but it does have an intermission, at least in the theaters. And I thought the first half of the intermission was so-so, but it really got better in the second part after the intermission. And Guy Pearce, man, he was awesome in that film as well. And yeah, it's an interesting watch. Yes, it is long, but yeah, and I don't think you have to watch it in the theaters to watch it. If it's at home, I think it's better if you watch it at home. That way, if you can't go through the 3.5 hours, you can watch it in segments, kind of like when The Irishman came through on Netflix. But yes, I do believe that The Brutalists will win Best Picture. And yes, this year's Oscars, like I said, they are mediocre, but it's going to be fun seeing a lot of these actors win these awards. Well, there you have it. You got my media reviews for this month. Like I said before, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And that way I could continue on making more videos of Hans's Random Stuff. It could be about anything. It could be a food review next week. Who knows? I don't even know myself. Or it could be something else, like another adventure, which y'all have really enjoyed my adventure films so far. But yeah, just keep on subscribing and I'll keep bringing out content. And yeah, and for those who already subscribed, thank you. Don't forget to comment as well. And if you're lucky, I may respond to some of your comments. All right, guys. Thank you for everything. And until the next time, I'll see you there. Now, for today, excuse me.